Hey Scribblers, welcome back to my channel. We are here today because we will be tackling the bane of every artist's existence everywhere, well, except mine, hands. Personally, I love drawing hands, always have, but this isn't the case for most artists. If you are the most artists, you probably loathe hands. You do everything in your power to avoid drawing them. I see you trying to hide them in the pockets, or the back, or the head. I'm sure the list is long and you've gotten very creative at not showing hands. So let's go rip the band-aid off, and by then I hope you will start to love drawing hands. You want to start out with a basic cube. If you don't know how to draw that, go find another tutorial. Or you can find a Lego, you know, that square one you probably stepped on last night. We need to know how to draw the basic cube. I know it's boring, but it will help. Once you know that, you need to squish it. You're going to have to draw this cube from many different perspectives. Up, down, vertical, front, back, do it all. If you struggle, feel free to copy the angles I have here. This is your warm-up. This is going to get your artist blood flowing. It'll also just ease you into the pool of hands. That sounds weird. We need to master the squished cube, the pizza box, if you will. After this, you can move on to the step we all came here for, drawing the rest of the hand. Let's get started on the view from the back, drawing the pizza box. There are 4 knuckles. You'll need to place 4 ovals at the top of the box so you'll know where to place your fingers for later. Then on the side, draw a triangle. This is your thumb. It starts from the center and comes down to the edge of the pizza box at the bottom. The shape we are drawing on the top is almost like a half a hexagon, almost looking like a house. This is to show the silhouette of the fingers. Now we have 4 shapes that make up the breakdowns. Congratulations, you leveled up. Let's go find some references to practice our new skills. You can go to Google and literally type in hand reference and you will have a multitude of choices, or use your own. Either or. We will start with the one here. To learn, we can trace over with our shapes. Find the pizza box, then the knuckles, now the thumb, and half hexagon. Moving it off of the reference, this looks pretty good, but we are missing our individual fingers. You can use long rectangles for now. Fingers. Let's talk about these guys. Fingers can be broken up into 3 joints. These joints will have the form of a cylinder. Thumbs are the same way when they bend, but when they're outstretched, it's almost like a triangular shape that flips, so when you have the 2 triangles together, that makes up your thumb. So let's grab some more references, applying all we learned to the different hands, and if you want, you can use the references I have here to follow along. We'll start to add more details, and you're going to want to pinch the end of the wrist that connects to the forearm. Your hand has a small space between the 2 bones, indicating a wrist is actually really easy. When you add the slight, and I do mean slight, angle in, then come out for the rest of the arm. When studying the different angles, you can start with drawing over them and breaking down the shapes. Remember, always look back at your reference. We are drawing what we actually see, not what we think we saw. Don't be afraid to use references. When I was like a little baby artist, everyone said using references is bad. Luckily, I've seen that change over the years. But if anyone has told you not to use reference, they are 100% wrong! When learning, we want to expand our visual library until we know how it's drawn by memory. When we are learning, we want to expand our visual library, and this is where you're going to have to collect all the references and know how to draw them until you can do it by memory. Now, when adding details, I tend to add gestural lines to indicate certain folds or wrinkles that I think would add more definition. This is a style preference. Hands can range from super realistic and complex to cartoon-esque and simple. It's your choice. Choose wisely. When drawing the fist, the more wrinkles or details you add, the tighter the clutch of the hand will look. I always add a brief amount of details just to get my point across. So, now we'll touch briefly about foreshortening your hands for this last pose. With this last pose, the hand is coming towards us. The fingertips are gonna be larger. We can show this by creating 4 ovals representing the tips of the fingers, and they will come down and connect to the pizza box. The thumb will still be a triangle, and the tip is going to be a large oval shape. As you study the work, make sure to pay attention to how far the thumb extends away from the rest of the fingers. At first, I made mine too far and actually had to readjust it. Not too bad now, right? You've made it through the tutorial. Go draw all those hands, but here, take this for your journey. Some websites that you can use to help with your hand drawing travels are Sketch.me, Line of Action, and Clip Studio Paint, the second version. Clip Studio Paint actually has a feature that will use your camera and you can pose your own hand. The camera will take it and apply it to the 3D model that actually comes with the softwares. So, beginners, I'm talking to you. If you need to trace, this will help. And tracing is not bad if we are learning. You just don't want to claim the work as your own. You are learning, therefore you could trace. Just don't say, hey, look at this, it's my artwork, because it's not. It's your learning work. We'll call it learning work. I hope this tutorial was useful, and now you hate drawing hands maybe a little less? Right? Yeah, maybe? Well, I'll see you guys in the next video, and until then, keep on scribbling.